Welcome to a new episode of We'll Get to It. We are doing a review, and as you know, reviews are always, from this point, from whenever I said no keyboard,
no Googles,
forward, no Googles. So if we're wrong,
I want it to be known to the people who listen.
Yeah.
We get fact checked constantly.
Yeah, we are wrong a lot.
And there's Easter eggs that I try to sneak into these episodes. Unbeknownst to Joe as well.
What do you mean Easter eggs?
So it was little nuggets for some of the listeners that Joe is unaware of.
I don't like when you side plot.
You side plot. Just like today, you side plotted.
Yeah, one side plot.
Okay, mine is one side plot.
One side plot that ends in one day. A multi-day side plot?
Joseph lied to me today. I thought I was going to watch Thunderbolts. I thought I was going to get David Harbour. Yeah. I thought I was going to get...
You can't Google. I'm not helping you.
Florence Pugh. I thought I was going to get...
I'm not helping you.
Like, I don't even know who all is in that movie. I thought I was getting Thunderbolts, dude. Or Thunderbolt. One of them.
It's S.
With an S? I thought I was getting Thunderbolts.
With an asterisk.
And you know what I got today, Joe? What'd I get?
He got Final Destination.
I got Final Destination.
And I want you to know, I was 100%. This is straight from me. I was willing to go up to the title card. I was willing to go that far for this rank.
We walked.
Do you know why I did that?
Why?
Last week, a comment was made. Last week. A comment was made that Arek loves Creeptober.
Arek.
What was that?
You barked at me. My name sounds like barking sometimes.
I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Arek.
Yeah, and there you go.
Yeah, it sounds like the aliens in Mars Attacks. Yeah.
What a movie.
What a movie. Anyways.
Kind of similar to Final Destination in a way.
It's not. In what way? You
get like a huge cast of people and they all just die.
Okay, yeah. Maybe in that way, yes. Anywho, you made a comment that you love Creeptober because you get to do edits. Well, I did the math.
Okay.
No, I didn't do the math.
So okay.
I saw a TikTok that went halfway to October.
Oh, like right now?
Not right now.
Oh.
It's like a couple days ago.
Damn it.
But we only do these on Monday. Yeah.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're a little over halfway to October. And so I wanted to give you a little nugget of Creeptober now in May. March. So yeah. This was not the plan. I did not plan to go see Final Destination. I texted you, what was it, yesterday?
Yeah, I think yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday I texted you, and we're going to see Thunderbolts 7-ish when I get off of work, and then we'll do a review.
Uh-huh. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. You weren't that excited.
I was a little bit. I was seeing some good reviews. I was like, this might be a little fun.
Yeah, okay. I was buying the tickets for Thunderbolts. Chances are, well, not no more because it's been long past. That, like, you know when, like, you're trying to buy a ticket and it hovers?
Yeah.
And, like, it's grayed out so, like, no one could buy it?
Yeah.
Was there. The seats were selected and everything. Great seats. Right smack dab in the middle.
Beautiful.
You know, the Kubrick zone is what they call it.
Really?
Because it's where the speakers meet.
Why is that the Kubrick zone?
Because that's where he would watch movies.
Oh.
Yeah, like, right in the middle. Speakers met and they formed, like... It's like how you're supposed to truly experience the surround sound. Because if you're too far to the left,
you're not getting the full.
You're not. Yeah.
You're getting heavy right or heavy left.
Like if you're in the left corner, you know, you just get
ass.
Yeah.
You're getting all left speaker.
Yeah, exactly. And then the bounce back of the other sounds.
Yeah.
You know. Anywho's, great seats. Then, almost like if, dare I say, fate, a banner pulled up for the new Final Destination movie. It literally popped up. Never happened to me before when I was buying a ticket, but it popped up, and I went, "Well, when is this movie? When's the closest showtime?" Literally, like a more ideal showtime. than Thunderbolts. And I went,
well,
oh.
A long time ago, did you do the switcheroo on me before?
I
think you did a long time ago.
I think I've maybe not where we go to a theater. I think
I don't think so, but you switcherooed me before. I think.
Yeah, I've done a switcheroo or two before.
Was it Malignant?
Malignant was different. That wasn't necessarily a switcheroo. That was you and me were gonna do an episode on something, and then I saw the movie Malignant and how like just weird and crazy it was, and I went, we have to kind of watch this.
Okay.
And then I did text you and go, Malignant, it's insane. Like I
think it was after you had said don't worry, we're not gonna do Malignant, and I went, all right, cool. And then you watched it and then went, we're gonna do Malignant. I went, damn it.
Yeah, because we thought it was one thing, right? And then when you watch it, you think it's gonna be like a ghost story or something.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't.
It's like a weird slasher, basically.
Yeah, it's a fucking backwards face guy.
Ugh.
With a jail cell stuck in time.
So nasty.
Yeah. It's gross. Disgusting.
The jail cell was stuck in time. Like me, I'm stuck in time right now.
He had a fucking windbreaker that was like purple.
Plucked from the 80s.
Purple, teal, and black in those colors. The teal is only a stripe in the middle.
It's I love it. It's my new favorite jacket.
I'm jealous of the jacket. Switcherooed. I switcherooed you.
He switcherooed me.
Not the first time I've done it. I don't remember the first time I did. I don't think I've ever done, we're going to the theater to see this movie, and then we're sitting there.
You've constantly joked about it.
I joked about it on the line.
You did.
Yeah. I didn't say Final Destination, though.
But you've also, like, constantly joked about it. Not constantly, but, like, it's been a joke that's been made before in the past.
Yeah. They're like, dude, what if you just watch, like, Star Wars or something?
Well, no, not even that. You'd be like, like one of these days I'm going to drag you to, like, fucking, like, Annabelle or whatever.
I never do that.
I know, but it's been a thing that's peppered in.
Yeah. I know. I the reason, one, I thought it was funny.
It was pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. Two, one, it's funny because I was hoping that we carry the conversation into our seats.
Yeah, he was really hoping I didn't see the sign.
Yeah. But, like, I went, let it happen naturally. Because if I try and do something, you're going to pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went, he sees it.
Yeah.
I was legit going to wait. I
turned the corner, and then I looked at, why does it say Final Destination? And then you just had a little, I don't know. And then we started walking through the doors, and you were like, welcome to Creeptober.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
What?
I was like, it's fucking
May.
I was like,
hey,
June.
Creeptober happens when I want it to happen. It doesn't say October. It says Creeptober.
Yeah, but this isn't October. They don't call it March-tober. They don't call it Maytober.
It's cray. Creepy. Crap.
May I scare you?
Yeah. And also, like, Final Destination. We've talked about the Final Destination movies before.
We have. I think a long time ago.
Yeah.
I've always found them interesting in terms of, like, I think it's a general opinion that a lot of people share. It's kind of like just death porn.
It is. There's no...
Like, they're aware of it. They kind of edge you during the movie, too.
I think...
They go, ooh, is this a thing? Is this a thing?
And then you think... It happens every time, right? Where you're like, ooh, is this a thing? Not a thing.
Not a thing.
That's nothing, actually.
Yeah, but then they do that on purpose to like kind of like throw you little red herrings.
Because then it's like they're leading you down the path, right? All of a sudden, path's gone.
Path's gone.
You're like, what is it? Like, what's it gonna be?
Oh, but new path is drawn now.
Yeah. So, anything you want to say before we get into it?
I think we would be remiss in this episode if at some point we didn't do a least favorite death and favorite death at some point.
Okay.
So let's definitely do a least favorite death and a favorite death. Not now, but whenever we feel that it should come up.
40 minutes, or we'll forget and not say it.
Or we'll forget and it won't happen, and you'll be probably better off for it.
Yeah. All right, let's. And
it is hot in this room.
Yeah, it's creeping.
Like Tober.
Yeah.
I think the heat in this room is gonna be like what kills us in a Final Destination style way.
You think like
in this room.
Like broom knock, like the American flag you got back there.
Yeah.
Knocks down, right? And like wedges the doors shut. And there's something in front. And we're in this room in the heat. And
like my brother's cooking up some peppers or something.
Yeah.
He leaves the gas on.
Smoke creeps in.
Yeah, he goes to the bathroom to drop a Duke, and then the peppers light on fire. Something rolls all the way. The carpet lights, and then we burn alive in this room.
Yeah, there we go.
These windows are heavy as shit too.
Yeah,
so we can't open them all the way like that.
Yeah, and then there's already just
things ready to fall on us.
Yeah,
like a pottery above my head.
That's pretty violent too.
I think Joe would just stab me
to save you the pain of burning. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you kill me, you get what time I had left.
Doesn't matter when you're on fire.
Also,
yeah. Also nothing because you're on fire.
You get another 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Interesting plot point for later.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We see that in a previous movie. So, are you a fan? Fan maybe being the wrong word, because I'm not a fan of these movies.
Me neither.
But I do enjoy them.
I think that's fair. I think it's I think the initial shock value wore off for a lot of people with Final Destination, and then that's when they started throwing in the like
a little bit more craziness
and the like actual storyline that they're trying to portray in some way.
Yeah. Because the first one's pretty shocking.
Yeah, like fucking brutal.
Yeah. Pretty shocking, but it's also more like hands-offy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's kind of it doesn't like hold your hand the whole way through or it just goes like, this is a story being told. The characters just are going through changes, you know? Like it's like the main character was like this like, oh, I'm not that confident, like kind of like a wormy kind of guy. Yeah. And by the end of it, he's confident. He's in Paris with his girlfriend and his best friend, or whatever. And then, yeah. Well, he dies off screen.
Oh wow!
In the second one, he gets killed by a brick.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyways, but see, and that let's fast forward all the way to the end to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of like change or story going there. Well, spoilers turns out
on of the actual characters.
Yeah,
I agree.
And spoilers, you find out the reason why it doesn't matter if they change because they die anyways.
Yeah, they will. Isn't that the case in every single one?
Not every single one. So the first one ends like on a shocking death, but the character still goes through an arc. The second one, the characters are saved or whatever, and there is a bit of a story being told there.
Yeah.
Third one forward is when the main characters just start dying at the end of the movie. And
I don't know if I ever saw the third one.
Third one was the roller coaster one.
I think I've seen like some of the roller coaster deaths, but like I think that I have seen 1 and 2, and I know about 5.
You know about 5?
Like I know how it loops.
Yeah, 5 is I think maybe my favorite one.
5, I've heard that 5 is like a super interesting one because the way Final Destination 5 loops back.
Yeah.
Is it ends with the way the first one starts?
Yeah. Which is like crazy. You know?
Like to like loop it and tie it all back together is very interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably one of those things that like probably revived the series.
Yeah, it was like a shock ending where it's kind of like you're like, that's intriguing. I think the problem with this franchise is there's only one recurring character, which is Tony Todd's character.
JB,
yeah. Rest in peace, Tony Todd.
Oh, rest in peace, yeah.
We'll get to that later. Yeah, and so when he's at most maybe on screen for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think if you 5 minutes each movie and he's not in all of the movies.
Oh, sorry, it's so late. I'm so eepy now from all the death.
It's 10:30.
Oh man.
It's 10:30. It's not that late.
For old people like me, Joe, you'll know when you get to my age.
We were this late last week.
But you don't know how many people I've killed to keep my life this long.
Why plural? Just
What?
cover your bases, I guess. Wouldn't you just need to kill one?
Depends on how long I want to live.
What if that was a plan all along?
We'll touch on that in a second, but wait, have they talked about that in the previous movies before?
Yeah, the one before.
Oh, so 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, there's no central character to kind of like carry you.
Tie it around and stuff.
So
yeah.
it's kind of like it happens, right? It happens.
Yeah.
It's done. Move on. Another freak accident happens. Those characters. It's almost like they're bottle episodes, like on a TV show, where it's like a character's like trapped in a safe or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, that was loud.
Sorry.
I don't even have my headphones on.
No, but I agree.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where it's like a bottle episode where it's just a self-contained story. It's done. You move on.
It's like a Walter White in the
Fly episode.
The Fly episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what these. This is the first movie I think where they kind of try more actively to tie it in with the previous ones.
Yeah, they did. They fully storylined it.
Yeah, they did. And
Or
so
timelined it, I should say.
yeah. So it's interesting. I think they took some like really good directions. Again, I have my theory for the end, so
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
we'll talk about that.
Did you like the movie?
I really again, not a fan of the Final Destination movies, but I enjoyed them. I enjoy them when I'm watching them.
So you had a good time in the theater at this movie?
Yeah. It was fun. See, the thing about a movie like this is that it's so I think not even a Marvel movie is like this casual.
I think that's fair. Because we were sitting in the movie, and one of my favorite parts of these kinds of movies
is the groans and like
sitting with other people and hearing that like that really
looking
gets
around and going like seeing people like squirming.
I made eye contact with the couple next to us when one of the weird like gross ass deaths happened, and then I looked at them and went and they went and I was like, that was fucking gross, and they're like they nodded with me. I was like, oh, there we go.
This movie I think is the grossest one.
You do?
I think it is.
I think the one where the guy gets his gut sucked out his butt is pretty nasty.
Yeah, but you don't see the guts get sucked out.
This one here's the thing. I think the first, one or two, the first couple looked better. Like the CG.
Yeah.
There's a lot of practical done in that too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of this one was practical, but it didn't look like a lot. A lot of this was CG death.
Yeah.
Like 90%.
The worst one was the one that was in 3D. The one that was called The Final Destination.
Oh, that sounds horrible. I don't even know what that one was.
It was the one with the racetrack. CG everywhere.
That's fair. I don't think this one would look bad, but I think that there are ones that looked better, and it was before they heavily relied on CG.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, what are you gonna do? It's like the whole movie. It opens on like a bunch of people like falling out of a giant spire. Yeah. It's just fucking cartoons falling out the damn thing.
Good fire stunts in the beginning. Though.
Good fire stunts, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, those were definitely practical.
Yeah, I'd light them on fire. I'd do it.
You Googling?
No. I just got a text from my lovely wife. Made me giggle.
That was a good one. No, it did not. You fucking liar.
Like on the inside, I got a little...
Deep inside.
In my head.
This is what it looked like. This is...
Okay. My face scrunched.
Yeah. Like the slightest scrunch. I maybe did it more than you actually did.
I think you did. I want you to know. It made me giggle like...
Internally.
It made me giggle enough internally where it showed on my face slightly.
Yeah. In your head, it's like, ha.
I tried to contain it.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah. What was I on about? So the gore in it, CG, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think the setups were probably more practical driven.
I think that the setups were really fun in this movie.
Yeah.
There's even one where they're walking through the neighborhood, and then she's like, "Stay away from that
thing."
From that thing.
My let's not get into that. Carry on.
I get you.
Yeah.
But I just like that the main girl in it I think is the smartest main character that has been
in these movies.
I haven't seen some of the other ones, so I don't know if there's like another character that's like
it's pretty.
It.
You know what?
She called a death. Like she said, this and then this and then this and then this.
What's so crazy is again spoilers. We're just gonna right off the rip. So
yeah,
this is the first movie where the premonition isn't like from the main character.
Yeah.
She's getting the premonitions later in life.
This was a premonition that her grandma had.
Yeah,
and then.
By the way, all the other ones, it's like only a handful escape, right? Like or get saved from the. Yeah. She saved a whole.
Every single person in this tower restaurant.
Caught a penny, stopped the flame explosion from happening, separated everyone from the fucking
dance floor,
which would have fucking had people falling onto the strut, which made it bend and...
They were in a restaurant that's like 200 feet in the air.
496 feet in the air.
You remember the number?
I remember the number.
It's like almost 500 feet in the damn air. And they're in this big spire. I thought it was the Space Needle at first. I was like, the Space Needle looks weird.
Yeah. I was like, why does Space Needle look cheap and...
I don't know, why is the Space Needle in this like
crappy
Montana neighborhood
like
or
suburban neighborhood? Yeah.
But yeah, it's like they're in this like restaurant that has like a... shady ass elevator. My favorite line at the beginning too was like the bellhop or the elevator guy going like, which Joe pointed out had a baby voice. Child voice.
So very obviously 80 yard.
Yeah.
That whole scene, that whole bellhop scene.
Yeah.
Did they get a child in to do it?
They could have. He had the young face.
Yeah, because it was like gee whiz, mister, I got the papers
Did you
for
know? This is my favorite part of that scene is when he goes, and you know what? The Sky Lounge Tower or whatever, they built it 5 months before they were scheduled to finish.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? And it's like rickety and all fucked up.
Literally, also so insanely stupid. It's like maximum weight, 8 people, like 20 people in that elevator.
He goes, no, come on, you can fit 2 more. And it's like packed with like 20 people, basically.
Yeah.
It's like,
door doesn't even want to shut.
No, and he's like, oh, it does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Absolutely.
That was what safety was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh man, these lead pipes are starting to rust and
the
water's dripping.
If the structure didn't fail, you were definitely getting cancer.
Oh yeah. That's why Iris got cancer later in the movie.
Because she's literally in a building full of like iron rusted things.
Lead pipes
everywhere.
Asbestos probably everywhere.
I don't understand. Here's the thing. Iris, which is the grandmother character.
Yes.
She removes herself from her family and goes, if I'm alive, none of them will die. Yeah. Right? So I'm going to live in this cabin. Steal spikes.
Why did she build a death trap of a house?
Yeah. You could just live in a cabin.
Like, wouldn't you think the opposite, though? Like, rounded edges on everything.
Yeah.
Nothing loose. No, nothing rickety.
Not the first time this has happened in the franchise. Also, in the first movie, the main character goes to a cabin. You know what he does?
What?
Takes out everything that isn't spiky. Like everything that's spiky, takes it out.
Good.
Everything that like could be explosive or like used.
Get it out of the house.
He has to like pop a tuna can in like a weird way. And then as he's opening the tuna can, like, you know, has a serrated edge sometimes. He's like super ginger.
Yeah.
Like gingerly about it.
In the first movie?
In the very first movie.
Oh.
And then he's like, you ain't gonna get me. You thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second movie, a character that survives the first one, right? Gets brought in, is introduced in the second one. She's in a padded room at a mental asylum and goes, I am in here willingly.
Yeah, that's fair. It makes sense.
Yeah. It's like nothing can happen. You literally, like, she's like, anything, cell phones, belt buckles, rings, any of that sort of thing.
I don't get the cell phone part.
It could blow up or something. I don't know.
The battery.
Yeah, it was a cell phone like in 2004. So
it's like a nuke in that thing.
Yeah, fucking falls, the battery slips out.
Choke on it, die.
Yeah, that ever happened to you? Where like you just, because you're a droid guy, right?
Yeah.
You've always been where you drop your phone and your fucking battery flies out.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Like
there's been some embarrassing moments for sure, yeah.
And like a crowded hallway, and you're just like, oh, sorry, like.
Now I gotta restart my phone.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then the worst part too is like, when your phone I'm so sad that they made it so that you can't replace the battery in your phone anymore.
Yeah.
It's still stupid.
Yeah.
But when your battery would like get puffy.
Yeah.
And then you start playing with it by like just spinning it on a table.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Your whole fucking back cover's like.
Yeah, like wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I gotta get this out of my phone or it will explode.
Yeah. So maybe that's why she's like, no cell phones in here.
That's fair.
Yeah. But anyways, so it's not the first time this has happened. She goes, electrical wiring everywhere.
Yeah. Let's line loose electrical wire on rickety wood poles all around the house or all around my house.
It's not even like a bunker. It's a wooden house.
Yeah. And like, why was there like spears to stop like a cavalry rush?
Yeah. Didn't do shit, by the way.
No, she just drove the RV straight to the door.
She backed up slightly less. Like slightly more or whatever.
What I did like, though, is that the main character girl, it's like in the Final Destination movies, the wind blowing through and like is a huge thing.
I would like a movie pitch for Final Destination movie.
All right, I'll catch it. Let's go.
Death's perspective.
Okay.
Like, get a person, cast it, Death's perspective. I know, because the whole scene with Iris, which is the grandmother, and she's been evading death for like 60 years. Yeah. Right? Or it took death a long time to catch up to her.
Yeah.
Because there were so many survivors of the thing. By the way, this is the plot. It's shit. The grandmother stops a fucking like tragedy from happening
in the 50s.
And there's like hundreds of survivors. Yeah. It's more like the 60s, by the way.
I thought they said 50s.
CCR was playing. CCR wasn't around in the 50s.
I know, but I thought they said 50s.
Also, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
They didn't say the 50s.
I thought they said 50s.
No.
I don't know.
Anyways. Saves hundreds of people, and then hundreds of those people, like, they all had families and, like, kids and all that stuff.
That should have never existed.
So death, like, is going, like, all right, first person that died, first, like, kid they had, second kid they had.
Like, it's, like, in order of, like, who should have died at what time.
Yeah.
They die, and then their lineage dies, and then he moves to the next one.
Yeah, and their lineage dies in order. So the firstborn son... Or the firstborn, or whatever.
The firstborn, and then second, third, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you move to the next person from that original tragedy that should have died.
Yeah.
And then their whole family in order, and then
if they have grandkids, right? Yeah, the grandkids die in order of birth.
Yeah, same. And then you just keep moving down the people that should have died. Yeah. In the original thing. That's horrible.
Absolutely.
That's so many deaths.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so many more movies you could make.
Yeah, and so the grandmother character. She's picked up the sign. She's like, I know what she's like. She was counting down basically and goes, I know this fucker's coming for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Tony Todd. We're going to build a reinforced cabin. Didn't reinforce shit, by the way.
No. It was rickety as shit.
Yeah.
Things were falling off. And she knew how she was going to die, too.
She was literally taunting death the whole time.
Yeah, I kind of like that, too.
She goes, you almost got me, you fucker.
You almost got me, you fucker, yeah.
That's why I want this movie of a POV of death. Like, if you make a 10th Final Destination, have the 10th one be from the perspective of death.
I think that's a good idea. I think that the whole time when I'm watching this movie, I kind of want death personified a little bit. I want a nugget of it, at least a little bit. I think that would be scary.
In the first one, there's, like, hands. Like, shadowy hands. Like, some of the stuff that gets knocked over is like the shadowy hands
like pushes something over. I do remember that actually.
Yeah. And then it kind of just stopped being that.
Yeah, because if you overdo it, then it
gets a little...
But I think if you're ever planning to make like a final Destination...
You have to...
You gotta put the actual death in there.
It could... Just the comedy of it alone, right? Like he's fucking setting up
Yeah, like...
And then Iris sees like the thing and he goes, like, you motherfucker.
Death is Rube Goldberg.
Yeah. He's been dead for like hundreds of years.
That's why. Is there... See, that's the thing.
Wait. You can't Google.
No Googles.
How long ago was Rube Goldberg?
Probably the 1800s.
No way.
My guess.
It's like when you find out Picasso was like died in 69 or something.
Yeah, he died recent.
Relatively.
Yeah, within our lifetime.
Your lifetime or mine's?
Neither.
Not even added up,
My
buddy.
parents. Yeah. Never mind. My parents' lifetime.
Yeah, their lifetime. But like just like that taunting that both characters, like Death and her, do.
Yeah.
It's so fucking. It's like so interesting too. Where it's like,
because you think Death had been trying to kill her that whole time?
I think so, and he goes, like, because the funny thing is, he goes, cancer.
But do you think he did that, or that's just like a natural course of?
I mean, you know, that's interesting. I think because we've seen in the Final Destination, there's a character who, like, once they survive the tragedy, gets like racked with guilt, tries to kill himself. Death does not let him.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Death doesn't let him.
I do remember that,
like,
and we know that there has to be an order.
Yeah.
If one of the people that isn't supposed to die yet tries to kill themselves, they can't.
They can't, and so it's also like in that movie, the character has a fully loaded like gun, like revolver.
Yeah.
Never fails, never jams. He puts it to his head, pulls a trigger, like literally clicks and hits, and he goes, "It's not shooting."
Yeah.
It's literally not shooting.
Wow.
And so, I think maybe she just got cancer naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, she's around rusted pipes and shit all day.
Yeah, she did that to herself.
Yeah, and he's just like, I got. You're not going out on your terms.
No.
Yeah.
And she could have stayed until it just died of cancer. Do you think that? So if you kill someone,
Yeah,
who is like way down the line,
like a child that was presented in.
in the line of people that are supposed to die.
Oh, okay.
So like, let's say someone in spot 100, kills someone in spot like 20. Person 20 can't die for another like 40 years. Do you get their 40 years? Or is it like because they're part of the cycle, they don't count?
I don't think it counts like
so it has to be someone outside of the cycle.
Yeah.
Gets it.
Yeah.
That counts.
That counts. Well, we see how that backfires also. It never works in the movies, because in the one previous that was introduced, I think a character, Tony Todd's character goes, maybe if you steal the life of someone, it'll work or whatever.
Yeah.
And so a character accidentally kills someone, like he pushes them, and as he pushes them, like a garter falls and kills a guy.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? And so the character's like, well, I'm safe. Like, he had a long life to live. I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
That means we're all safe, because if I'm next on the cycle,
then
I can't die for 40 years,
then we're good for our life now.
we're good. Yeah. Problem was that the guy he killed. Ooh, you gotta wear looser socks.
I know, it was just tight on me for some reason there.
The guy he killed had a brain tumor.
Oh,
and had at most like 2 weeks to live. The 2 weeks lapsed. The plane explosion from Final Destination 1 happens. Plane engine falls and lands right on him.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Literally, it's much like this one, where it's like, character goes, "Oh no, that's not how that works."
Yeah, because that did happen at the end.
Yeah, and then they die like right after.
Oh, then that does end like pretty much exactly like how 5 ends.
Yeah. Except it's not connected to the other ones.
Except with your theory.
Except with my theory. I'll get to that.
Game theory. A movie theory.
Movie theory. I'll get to that. But, all right. Tell me something that you liked about this movie. Tell me something you didn't like about this movie. And tell me something you would change about this movie.
Okay. So something I liked about the movie. Well, I'll start with the bad, then go into the good.
Yeah.
Something I just didn't like about the movie. I think in general, something that you sort of spoke on earlier is that, like, from our perspective as the viewer, it makes so much sense. Like, yeah, listen to her. It's fine. Like, yeah, what she's saying makes sense. But we as the viewers aren't presented with, like, an actual way out. And then in this, they tried to give an actual way out. But then sort of a thing happens where it's like, oh, but if you fuck with death, and death then it'll get messy.
Yeah.
So like then a guy that wasn't supposed to die dies
Because he was fucking
with death, which is fair. But then at what point does that like? So does fucking with death mean when you're trying to stop the cycle, then you're just fucking with it, then it doesn't matter?
See, it's
like self-destructing in a way.
You get weirdly existential with this movie, because then you go, okay, was that always the plan?
Yeah.
Were you always supposed to die that way? Was that the reason you didn't die in the tattoo shop? Because we don't see how he survives.
We're told how he survives. It's like, because the leather jacket I was wearing, I lived the fire.
Yeah. But it was a fucking explosion.
Yeah. I did like that, actually, where they were like, the mom was like, oh, that wasn't your actual biological dad.
Yeah. By the way, I think probably the best character in a Final Destination movie so far.
The guy?
The guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like because, it looked like he died. Mm-hmm. And then it just cuts to the next scene, and he's literally walking down the street.
And then also gets hit by a car. The main character's driving. Sorry, that was me.
Come on, man.
I kicked the cable.
Yeah.
I stepped on it.
Yeah.
I step on the cable. It pulls the lamp, lands on your head.
I get mad.
Cracks your melon.
Kick the shit out of you.
You killed me.
You to death.
You stabbed me with the microphone you're holding.
Yeah. What is it? Death just turn a serial killer on someone.
I know.
Yeah.
That's also the other thing is like, Death can set up these like intricate things to happen, but then like the lady just lives in a cabin and is safe.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't he just make like a plane fall out the sky and hit the house?
Why can't it be the plane from the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm convinced that character that survived that tattoo fire was going to die then, and then people went, this guy's fucking funny, or this guy's
he tested well in audiences.
Really charismatic. Let's just keep him around.
Did good in the audience tests.
Yeah. Not even the audience tests. Just like he was just such a good vibe. They're like, let's keep him around. Fuck it.
Nah, I think that there's something interesting to be said on that of like he was gonna die no matter what, but it's like maybe it's like death is like, look, if you keep fucking around, you will die. Maybe
like there's the free will is also a thing. In this thing, like if he had just gone on, like he goes, all right, not my problem, I'm gonna just live my life then. Yeah, he would have survived, but he did the good thing and was like, no, I want to save like my brother. If
there was someone like truly evil in this cycle, they would break the cycle.
Yeah,
because it's like an evil person would just kill a baby.
Yeah, which was because.
Healthy baby, just kill it.
Yeah.
And then you have stopped this lineage of death. Like you're fine now. You've broken the cycle.
Yeah. But then but what happens if you die outside of like death's grip? Like
I think that you are immune from death's grip, which is why death doesn't want it to happen probably.
Oh.
Like, because, again, like, we know that people can't die out of the order that are in this cycle.
Yeah.
They are still in this cycle, but now it's just fucking delayed for, like, 80 years.
Yeah. You would just die, like,
and now they all live from something. And now they all live their lives out naturally, and...
I floated this idea to you, where it's like, if the main characters of this movie had survived, and, like, it's kind of like this family curse now, where like the matriarch or the family's like, or whoever is next on the fucking
thing, a ritualistic thing.
Like you pass down the book. You go, listen, you've gotten your 70 years, right? To make sure that your kids survive, you have to lock yourself in the cabin, and then just make it long enough so that the next one comes, and then you get to like live. You know?
That's and what I also find interesting in this franchise, to go back to things that I like, or not to go to things that I like.
Yeah.
Because I did the thing I didn't like. I find it interesting that they only refer to death as he.
Yeah.
It's like they just know that it's a guy.
Yeah.
So that means that there has to be a personification of him.
Yeah.
And I know it's the wind. At the very least,
it's the sound. It's the sounds of the universe, is what Iris said.
Yeah,
which is like when you see the universe around you, like moving or something, pay attention.
Pay attention to it. Yeah,
yeah, and it's definitely the wind,
and like,
but also like gravity, because gravity made that penny fall.
Yeah, and also like, I don't know, that little fucker of a kid at the beginning of the movie that throws the penny.
All because
that little bitch.
It's bad luck to take a fucking penny out of a fountain. What if it's not death? What if it's like luck personified?
Maybe.
You remember that story pitch I gave you a while ago, where it's like, so I had a pitch for a story where it was the luckiest guy on earth, except he lives a really shitty life.
Yeah.
Like, he's lucky in the sense that every single day, that like luck personified is fighting off like a Final Destination type death.
But he just doesn't notice.
He doesn't realize. Like, he'll be like, the one scene I have written from this thing is he's walking down the street and like he steps like in dog shit or something, or like steps on gum.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Ah, man, what the fuck?" And it's like before like a really big interview or something.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh man, like this cannot be happening." And then like a piano falls like in front of him.
Yeah.
But he's so distracted by the fucking dog shit on his shoe or something. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And just skirts around the piano and walks. But like if he hadn't stopped,
they would have crushed by the piano.
Yeah.
Which happens to the child at the beginning of the movie.
Love it.
I love that the theater laughed when the child got crushed.
Oh, he's a fucking
He was a piece of shit kid.
Literally saw everyone dying. Goes.
He gives like a shit-eating grin and then heads down the stairs. The only one to get down the stairs.
Makes it down the stairs. Jovial.
Yeah, happy, elated that people are dying and he's not.
Yeah.
And then a piano falls from the top of the tower, 500 feet, and crushes him.
Yeah.
Like a pile of goo.
It's like young child too. It's like that's like a 11-year-old.
Like, yeah, he's like an 11-year-old piece of shit.
Little scumbag.
He should have morals by then.
Yeah.
And in my head,
whose kid is that?
That's what I was asking. I asked you. I think you. Whose child is this? Why did he go up there? He went with no one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, and then was something I would change?
Something you would change.
I think that something I would change is like. Okay, well, back to something that I did like again is the cinematography is really good. We talked about it a little bit.
There was that shot with the cabin.
The pushing in while zooming out, the Kubrick thing, but also while he was twisting.
Yeah.
Really cool. I did really like that. I got the hiccups. It's so cool. I think in general, something I would change is like start dropping some nuggets of like a grander story.
Yeah.
Because like
we're 6 in and we're
deep.
And there's like no I'm not saying you gotta like Avengers it, you know?
No, we don't need to Avengers it, but like let there be an end coming up.
Yeah.
Because I think that this series is outliving itself now.
Yeah.
Or outstaying its welcome.
As it is now.
It's starting to. Well, it did, and then like now they revived it a little. Yeah. And it's like, ooh, what can they do with it? I think you need to put the nail in the coffin. I think you need to start setting up those nails.
Either a big change going forward, or start setting up the end game.
Yeah, because I think that like, again, something interesting in this movie that could have happened is like, just show us like a figure, like from the like someone's like hand, or like a devilish character of some sort like creeping, or maybe just like
a white horse running across the fucking screen or something, you know?
Like just something. Yeah, like I want something.
Cuz you can only fuck with me like cuz it goes with what I said where this movie is super casual, but it's also like casual is fun, you know? It's like you can be in a casual relationship and have fun, but eventually you're going to need some like substance.
Like justify the trip out, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm down to just go and like fucking popcorn it, you know?
Yeah, have fun.
Sip on my drink.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I want to feel like I did get something out of it.
Yeah.
And then at some point, 6 movies in, you're given the same thing again. And you have this chance to do something cool that you've given yourself with this very interesting ending from the 5th one.
Yeah.
And now it's like, all right, where are we though? They could have ended it on the 5th one.
They really could have.
But they've chosen to do something more. So you think when they want to do something more, you won't just do the same thing again that you did before.
Yeah.
And they could have.
They could have. They really could have. And I don't know if maybe we're just asking too much from this franchise. I don't know if it's like a consistent person going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
I don't
know.
Yeah, no Googles. But like, you know, when you have like like when you think of franchises that have been around like forever, like the Chucky franchise.
Yeah.
There's one consistent guy across all of it.
But that's an oddity. Like that's why it stayed so long.
Yeah.
Oh. Fast and Furious?
See, even then, that's a little strange because it wasn't always a consistent guy all the way through.
Yeah. But the cast is consistent.
Not for the third one. Because the first one you had that cast.
Yeah.
Second one, no one comes back from the first one except the Brian character.
What about Vin?
He's not in the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like at all. Not even like a cameo or anything.
But I think maybe that's what gave it its longevity. Is they went, let's bring back let's give it the through line.
Yeah, and so that's what I was getting to. Third one, no one's in.
Oh shit.
No one from first and two except Dominic at the end.
Dom Toretto.
And then it took a while. The fourth one came out.
Yeah.
And that's I think when Vin Diesel started kind of like
let's make this something.
Like getting his hands in there.
Do you have a favorite one?
Fast and Furious or Final Destination?
Fast and Furious. Fast
and Furious. I know people like 3 a lot.
Yeah.
I like 2.
I like 5.
5 is the one in Brazil?
Yeah.
5 is pretty good.
That movie kind of fucks.
7,
I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Yeah, 7's not bad.
Never seen it?
7's not bad.
That's Paul Walker?
Paul Walker's last one. 7's not bad. You know, the thing about Fast and Furious is there's always something to take away from it.
Family.
You know, there's always like a little enjoyment.
Yeah.
You know.
In the 10th one that we saw, that we reviewed.
That we ninth
Space Car.
9th one, homie.
Fuck, we saw 9. We didn't see 10.
I saw 10.
You saw 10.
Loved it.
Was it good?
Jason Momoa carried the fuck out of that movie.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm Dante. Ashante.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Final Destination, favorite one? I saw the third one a lot. Because the third one had a really cool DVD where you got to choose, like, it was like a choose your own adventure.
Oh, cool.
Them dying.
Oh, whoa. Cool.
Like, you'd be like, it would like pause and go, highlight like a fan or like a fucking.
Oh, cool.
Thing.
Like your death.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
cool.
think that's how he does it? He's got a DVD that he's always clicking?
Yeah.
And then Iris, he would click one and he's like, all right, magnifying glass is going to burn the rope and drop the plant on her head or whatever.
Oh, you goddamn bitch.
Oh, you bitch.
Yeah.
And then, but you know, he clicks it and then he's like watching like, okay, it's going to happen. And then she ruins it. And then the DVD goes, sorry, try again later.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
It's like, with her, it's like the slot machine. He's like,
yeah.
Crapped out again. Let me go.
How does she sleep?
You can't get her in her sleep?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's so many things that, again, it's a movie where you start creating so many, like,
when you think about it. And I think as a person who you would want your audience to think about things.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is, it's also like no one is changing in these fucking movies.
Nah, especially not this one.
Not this one. There's no change in it.
No.
The characters are interesting as is. I think it's really well acted.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and
I think everyone did a good job.
I like the family in this. I like that it's a family.
Yes.
And not 10 random strangers. Mm-hmm. So we don't have to have that like that scene where it's like you explain what's going on and everyone's like, I don't believe you. It's a family, so there's family dynamics already in play.
Yeah, like the relationships matter more.
Yeah.
Which I started feeling bad for people like
I felt bad for the uncle.
I felt bad for everybody really. But yeah, the uncle, dude.
The uncle was like he was like, man, like, you know, out of tragedy, he's like, we're going to rebuild this family. I want my sister here with me.
I want her to live with us so that we can patch things.
Yeah. And it fucking
and then he gets his head run over by a
fucking lawnmower.
Steps on a shard of glass.
I'm okay.
Trips on the hoe?
Trips on something.
Did the hoe get him?
The hose.
Was it the hose tripped him?
Yeah, I think the hose
trips him. And then he gets the rake hits the button, the go button on the lawnmower. Mm-hmm. Lawnmower runs his head over.
Do those people have an electric hose? Like, they don't got the... They just push a button and their hose gets filled up?
Was that what happened? The beer bottle fell on
the thing and it hit the button.
I guess so.
This is a metaphor.
Yeah, gentrification.
Just do that.
I know.
Do you need a button to turn your hose on? Like, in all honesty.
Do you think death is like just a sick and twisted?
Yes.
Individual.
Yeah.
But like, because like it's like,
okay,
he has a natural course of like how people need to die. It
just came to me right now. I would like to think. I don't think he's malicious. I think he's more like a bumbling type. Let's say he's an angel, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say death is an angel. I think he's like a bumbling type of fucking angel where he goes, like he hits a button by accident. All of a sudden, this person gets a vision, stops it from happening. He's like, oh, fuck. Oh, God damn it. Like maybe he's an underling of death. And he goes, I got to kill them before Big Death finds out.
Okay. It feels malicious. In the movies.
Some of them are a little malicious.
Like straight up malicious. Yeah. Where it's like, okay, that was like, you didn't need to kill him like that. Like, come on, man. Some people just get a brick to the head, you know? Other people get like hung.
Arek got fucked up.
Which one was Arek again? The piercings guy?
Yeah, MRI guy.
Yeah, he got.
Because he fucked with him.
He fucked with death, and then so he got his nipple piercings ripped out.
Yeah. His brother.
Dick piercing ripped out. And then.
For, the sake of like, I don't know how to phrase this, but the brother he was trying to save, relatively instantly he died.
He got a metal spring through the brain.
Yeah.
It's pretty instant.
Like he was suffering from like an allergy attack, but that's also because his brother did that to him.
Save him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The sister, she got fucked up. She fucking slowly getting crushed.
Oh God, yeah.
She got
like half decapitated.
Not really justified because she was kind of mean, I guess.
Yeah, and
the grandma died pretty fast.
Dude, she got brutally murdered.
Brutally murdered
in front of her granddaughter, where she goes, "Seeing is believing."
Yeah.
Spike through the head. Blood cakes her granddaughter.
Then Uncle Howard there.
This family's so traumatized. Also, they're not living a normal
family. They're all dead.
I know, but like, let's say that like it stops at one point.
Yeah.
Let's say it stops after.
Let's say Charlie's the last one, the very last child. The kid going to prom.
Who would live? Like, so he's the last one alive.
Last one alive.
He's not living a normal life.
He saw all of his extended family, all of his family, instant family,
gruesomely die.
And he was there for all of them except his grandma.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Let's say it stopped at
fucking
dude, Johnny, the peanut butter guy.
What's so funny is that they just stopped having funerals.
They have to. It's too expensive.
The grandma died, funeral. Then the uncle died, funeral.
Just from then on,
you die.
No police investigations of this shit, dude. Like, what's going on?
You die.
Like, this whole family died,
and
nothing weird happening
in
here?
like 3 days. Also, the sister tried to like break into her grandma's house. That's where the mom died.
Like, weird. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, any fucking way.
This is what happens with a world like this that's going on for so long.
You start to poke holes on it.
And it's like it's inevitable. What about you, Joe? Favorite thing, or at least thing you didn't like, thing you liked, and then something you changed?
Thing I didn't like. I don't like the retreading, like the rethreading or retreading. Retreading. I don't like the retreading of. It's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
This to me was such a dynamite cast. I think
solid actors. I didn't know most of them.
I don't know any of them.
I knew the Asian dad.
Where do you know the Asian dad?
Like some movie I've seen him in. His face was familiar.
Okay. The guy Arek with the piercings. He looks like that one guy on TikTok. I'll show you to him right now. The one that people go, fucking, a guy who's attractive through the feminine lens.
Oh, I don't know.
He's a guy with like really spaced. You'll know him when I show him to you. He looks like that guy.
I thought he looked like Bam Margera, like young Bam Margera.
He does look a little Bam Margera-y. So it's such a dynamite cast. So for like them to just like they're gone now. You know?
Yeah, and you can't use them again. Like, yeah. I guess you could. I don't know, but like, in what weird way could you?
Yeah. Attractive.
Okay.
Through the feminine lens, guy.
Yeah, female gaze.
Through the female gaze. There we go.
I do think I know the guy you're talking about. I don't think he looks like him. Maybe I'm thinking of a different guy, though, but I don't know. I think that, in general, the retreading is a big thing with movies where it's like they overstay their welcome. And it's like, all right, you're taking this thing that was interesting, and then you're really just sucking it dry for all it's worth. So it's like...
You don't think he looks like this guy?
No. Maybe give me a better, like...
Picture that with long hair and piercings.
I think his facial hair is very similar. You know what? The eyes.
The eyes
for sure, actually.
It's a guy named Kevin.
He's cringe.
Strange Mister.
He's cringe.
Yeah, he is cringe.
I think that you're right. You hit it on the head with the retreading it. Like I think that it's
you can't use them. Something that I liked is the cast. I really enjoyed the cast. I think
the mom was really good.
The mom was good. The lead was good. She was kind of like.
Do you think her college roommate at the beginning is like, holy fuck, she's dead?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Holy shit, yeah.
Like, wait, she was like going crazy about something too.
Yeah.
She must have been real disturbed. I'm gonna open this door. It's hot in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, can I tell you the thing though before we continue? Of what I wanted to tell you in the theater.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I really had to piss bad during a certain part of the movie. It's like I started walking out of the movie theater, and then I was like, "Oh fuck, I gotta pee." I stood at the urinal, pissing for a long time, and I just went, "Oh my god, what if right now is Final Destination? What if everyone in that theater dies and I was supposed to die too?"
Damn.
Well, I'm pissing in here.
Blows up or something.
And then so what I just like started washing my hands a little slower, and then I went, "Oh, but Joe's in there. I gotta go quick so I can get him out."
Thanks, man.
And then I rushed back to the theater, and then I just sat down and I was like, "What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?"
Yeah.
I guarantee you though, everyone that left the theater getting into their cars went, "What if it's us now?"
I was driving a little slower than usual.
Yeah. What if it's us now?
Yeah.
And that's a fun thing that a movie can do to a person.
Exactly.
And it's like,
but see, it's that's what I don't like. It's like you have like such a like you can be a very memorable movie, but you're giving me a good chocolate cake. Where's the dinner?
I know, and it's
where's
like,
the meat and the potatoes?
You have the good actors, you have the good IP.
Yeah.
You have good makings, but then they don't get ambitious. The only thing they're ambitious with is the kills.
Yeah.
And it's like they're like, okay, we know what people are going for, but it's like at some point, it's like, I don't know if we're being gaudy, in a sense of like.
Yeah, maybe are we
trying to ask too much of something that knows what it's about?
Yeah.
Or it's like, because I guess the sales of the movie will, just stay.
So one thing I do know about this movie, this is the highest rated Final Destination movie.
I saw it at 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
From critics, I think.
Yeah.
Fucking sick. I'm glad.
Because,
it'll hopefully embolden them to do more.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, this is such a good in point. Also, let's say you've never seen a Final Destination movie. You see this one, you get everything so fucking fast.
You get in on this one.
You get everything so fucking fast.
Yeah. They get through it good.
Yeah.
With good characters.
Yeah.
And then they're picking them off.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine, but give us a little bit of that death guy. Give us a different character that has a connection to like.
What if it's a
whatever.
fucking, like a medium or something, and they can fucking actually see death?
Or like, what if we get someone who is truly invincible? Or like someone like. all right, I'm just gonna spitball an idea to you.
Go for it.
Someone that was in a cycle,
Mm-hmm.
who went, what if I just start killing people?
A serial killer.
That was in the cycle
Yeah.
that now can live forever
because of.
and then it's like, then it justifies death. It's like,
Yeah.
look what happens if this continues.
Yeah.
Like no. Each
people need to die,
and the fact that it's good people in this cycle is good.
Yeah.
Because if it's a bad person in this
Because
cycle,
we've gotten like scummy characters in the
Yeah.
Final Destination movie, but they're not like they're scummy, but they're also
they're not evil.
they're not presented with the option of if you kill someone,
Oh yeah.
you know, that's kind of like a newer thing.
Yeah.
So like imagine like where it kind of becomes like a cat and mouse game on top of the original cat and mouse of you versus death.
Yeah.
Where it's like a person like going like you're in a survivor huddle, right?
Yeah.
And you're like well, what if, like the only way to save ourselves is to die and then get brought back or kill someone and add a lifespan, and you have a character walk out, shoot like a neighbor or something.
Yeah.
And then to be safe shoots the neighbor's wife.
And
then it's like now you have to stop this person
because they will live for
Yeah.
hundreds of years now. They just keep killing and they live forever.
Yeah.
But they age.
But they
Do
do
you think
age.
they age? They can't die of old age.
That's interesting.
We've never been presented with the idea of it though. So you have interesting things that you have created,
Yeah.
but they're not expanding on it or they're not going more
Yeah.
interesting with it.
So it's like if death is a being, right, in this
Yeah.
world, and if they have like a hand in everyone's death, right?
Yeah.
That means you can't die naturally. Like death has to tell you when you're going to die,
Yeah.
right? And if you're doing the thing, like if you're in the cycle, right, and you kill someone, you are now outside of death's grasp.
Yeah.
That's a very fucking interesting thing.
Yeah. Would that be the thing you'd change?
That'd be the thing. I wouldn't change, not with this movie.
Oh, that's fair.
That would be like something for the future, you know.
It's something you changed with the series.
With the series, yeah. But with this movie, something I would change is give me an arc.
Hello.
Arc.
Oh.
Give me an arc. Give
Yeah.
me something to walk away from.
Because if you kill every single character
that
you are going with through this movie.
Yeah. I've always talked about about this, where it's like I kind of don't like when the main character dies on screen. I like when it's an ambiguous
Okay, yeah.
like death, like Driver, right? Where the character's like he's stabbed and he's bleeding and he's driving down the highway. And you're like, is he gonna die? Is he gonna fucking...
Yeah.
And he's just driving down because it makes sense in that story at that point. But when you... So, if the main character dies, it has to be in service of other characters to push their story forward.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that right, it flops 10 times out of fucking 10.
Yeah.
Will Smith, I Am Legend, one of the most legendary like movie sacrifices, right?
Mm-hmm.
That main character dies to save other characters.
Yeah.
Those characters are only in that movie for like 10, 20 minutes. So like it's like why?
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
all the changes and all the things you realize about this character become moot. They no longer matter because you've now killed the person who was going through the change. And that's the thing. Movies, you can cut from movies, you can cut from everything. There is a main protagonist always. There is the singular person who is carrying us across the beginning, the middle, and the end. And when you kill that character, and we're taking the story in from that perspective.
Yeah.
So we're experiencing everything. And so in the end, when you kill that character, right, it's like, and it's like you could set up a new character or whatever. We don't care about it.
Yeah.
We don't care about it because we were following one character and now that character is dead.
Yeah.
And whatever they were going through does not fucking matter anymore. Like, it just ceases to matter in that story because they are dead.
Yeah,
I think, like,
every good story that gets told, you have death has to mean something.
Yeah.
So, but in the whole like idea of Final Destination is like, it is that and it isn't.
Yeah.
Because it's like at the same time, it's like, yeah, death is following you and like, oh, like you've cheated it and now it's after you, blah, 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 or he's after you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but also it's like, you just die on a whim, just break hit you in the head.
Yeah.
You know, or like a fucking...
You slipped in the shower, there was some loose wire around.
Pole falls on your head and you die.
Your neck gets wrapped around the wire and you fucking snap your neck.
Yeah, a log crushes you.
The log goes through your fucking dome.
Head and you're gone.
Yeah.
It's like, why
do this?
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
At some point.
And I guess it kind of adds to like the whole, you can't really escape death type of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's inevitable. But it's like, why are these characters having the premonition to begin with? That's a consistent thing through all the franchises.
Premonition.
It's the premonitions. Why is that happening?
Have they ever tried to expand on that or no?
Never.
So see, interesting.
There's not even a term for them.
Premonition.
The people who have the premonition. I see online people call them visionaries.
Oh.
Like they see it go down. By the way, consistent thing through all the movies is every time a premonition's about to happen, a character gets pricked in the finger.
See, that's interesting. So it's like then you have the question of why, but then the movie never answers why.
Yeah.
So it feels like you're getting fucking blue balled.
The whole
and then to like kind of like fucking jerk a ghost load out of you. They go, here's how we kill this guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, look, the lady gave a penny to the lemonade stand and then it derailed the train.
So I'm gonna move on to that little theory I gave you at the end.
Yeah.
I think that this movie ends with a premonition, which I think is pretty ballsy.
It's cool.
Because the main character in this movie does not get a premonition.
No, she just has her...
She experiences her grandmother's
premonition because her grandma gets cancer. And then as soon as her grandma gets cancer, she starts getting the nightmares that are just her grandma's premonition.
Yeah.
So it's like, now she's having a premonition, but
she's aware of the changes. She sees, like, the bigger picture. We see that throughout the movie where, like, she goes, okay, tree cutter, leaf blower, soccer ball. It's, like, a ridiculous, like...
A through line that she's like, this is how you're gonna die. Like... Yeah.
It's ridiculous and it doesn't make sense. Yeah. But then it happens. And so this character knows the equation. You were I think in the bathroom when she said this, but she goes, there is an equation to this. It's cause and effect.
Okay.
So when you figure out the equation, it's just moving away from the effect.
And while this was happening, I was peeing going, I wonder if the people in there are going to die.
Yeah. We didn't.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So I think that this movie ends because it's shot exactly how, like, the premonitions go.
Yeah.
And it's like literally she sees, like, it's weird because she also sees stuff from the past, like stuff that reminds her of the premonition her grandma had.
Yeah.
The prom date had the same dress that the grandma had. Yeah. The same car that they drove over. The same lines. Yeah,
like that old fucking cherry, like fucking red car,
like
whatever.
Ford, I think Galaxy or something.
Yeah, and like same neighborhood that they were in, that they drove through in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
From the fucking 60s. So it's like, yeah, maybe I think that's fair because
she gets her finger pricked.
What's her name? Iris?
No.
Well, Iris gets her finger pricked, right?
Yeah.
And then that's how she gets her premonition.
Yeah.
And then in this one, what's her name?
Samantha?
Sarah? Samantha gets her fucking finger pricked. Sammy gets her finger pricked by the damn rose.
Yeah.
Is it a rose every time also that pricks him?
It's not.
Wasn't it a flower that pricked her finger?
It is the same for granddaughter to her.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not the same every time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
All it is finger get pricked. You're like, oh
shit, and you go, whoa.
Yeah, because it's such a physical thing that, like, when you have it in your premonition and you have it in real life, you go, okay, those are coincidences. But when you get your finger pricked, you're like, nope, this is
what's gonna happen.
This is exactly what's gonna happen. And so
I wonder what that is. See, like, and that's such an interesting thing that you could play.
Is it like another like luck giving you a warning? Is it like a war between luck and death? The whole like is that the bigger picture of this movie?
Maybe, or is it like that is something that like physically pulls you out of like the real world for a moment that gives you like
the premonition.
The premonition.
Like it's like
death.
It's on such a track, right? That when you experience that pain, it shoots you out.
Yeah, and
then you see the big picture.
But maybe only
because
if it's
she
happening.
knew about the penny also, Iris. Like the penny flew. Like how would she not like because the premonition isn't just POV.
No, it's like you have a full scope of
what's going on.
Yeah,
because the kid threw the penny, and that's what like caused
the
like,
fire stuff.
The fire and stuff.
Yeah.
But she knew about it because she took the penny from him.
It's not from her perspective, the premonition.
Yeah,
she sees what the movie is.
Yeah,
for a second.
He's like, wow, this is really. She's like a wonder.
That's just a director.
Yeah. So it's again, that's another thing too. It's like that you see the cause and effect of things. Yeah. And so I think the character at the end of the movie gets a premonition, and it ends with her and her brother dying, but I think it's a premonition.
Yeah, because you were saying if this movie does well, you think that they could.
I think if you're serious about this movie, if you're serious about this movie making business, as they sit there making like hundreds of millions of dollars, yeah. But if you're serious about it, and like if you truly care about making movies, right, and you see, wow, this thing worked. What make this? Because the problem, I think, the problem in Hollywood is that they always take the wrong thing of what works.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like, you know, like Marvel, right? Here's what worked in it. It's an interconnected universe. All these characters matter, and then you bring them in, and then you have them do a big climactic showdown.
And people have a big laugh whenever someone does a one-liner. So you know what you do? Fill it with one-liners.
Exactly. Just crappy jokes or whatever. And then Star Wars. Star Wars is all like fucking... Yeah, we'll just recreate the ending of Avengers Endgame into this fucking movie because that's what worked in Marvel.
You know what people like in Star Wars? The lightsabers.
Yeah.
What do we do with that? Make them crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we give them the...
yeah.
The lightsaber greatsword or whatever.
Yeah. So there's always... So, I don't know if there's ever been like a Final Destination bomb per se.
Interesting.
But
because they're such popcorn movies, you just go and you watch, you go, whoa, how'd they fucking kill that guy?
But like, I think if this movie makes a decent amount of money, you have to bring back these characters. Like you can't just not.
They were like the best part of it, for sure. And it's not the writing, it's the planning and it's the acting.
Yeah,
it's like how do they get this set piece?
Yeah, it's yeah. So that's my theory, and I think it's such a. It would be interesting because we've never seen a direct sequel like that in this franchise, where it literally picks up with because then the premonition happens at the end of this movie, right? That could be the opening of the second one of this.
Yeah,
that'd
be interesting. I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah, and it's not called Final Destination 6. It's called Final Destination
Bloodlines. Yeah.
So I think
title.
Huh?
Cool title.
It is a cool title. I think maybe this could serve as like a soft reboot.
Okay, yeah.
Not like
it has all the stuff in it that you need.
And you could just build off of this one.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it, and I just want more of it. Or more from it. More of it.
I expect more.
Yeah, I expected more as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Final rating?
Best movie ever, worst movie ever?
It was best.
It was best, yeah.
I enjoyed it. Had a good time.
Yeah. You don't regret watching this movie, right?
No.
So there you go.
I wish I saw Thunderbolts.
Next week.
But I had a good time at this one.
Yeah. We'll do Thunderbolts next week. Marvel.
It's already out the damn can, Joe. We need to be current with the times.
What's more current than a movie that I forgot was releasing?
That released weeks ago.
I meant this movie.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
When did this one come out?
Like yesterday.
Really?
No.
Okay, well, you lied then.
So these are my closing remarks. I wanted to make a little closing thing. Tony Todd, a character that's been, in these movies, gets a sweet little send off.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
It's I'm getting literally chills thinking about it.
Well,
where it's like you could see that he's very like, as respectfully as possible, you could see that he's very like sick in this movie.
he's thin.
And and that little like monologue that he gives right there, it really felt like a little send off from Tony Todd.
Because like, she had cancer.
Yeah, I have it now.
I have it now.
You guys are gonna die, and then it's gonna be me. And there's no tricks. There's no anything. It comes for us. It comes for us all. So I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna enjoy life for as long as I have it.
Yeah.
And it really felt like a send off, like because chances are it's probably the last thing, he worked on.
Yeah.
So it just felt really like sweet and like bittersweet,
And the characters even go like, well, I'm gonna listen to that guy. He was really charismatic.
Yeah, he was.
Like, yeah, he was.
What are like Tony Todd? I think is a there's people who like devote their lives to like making a specific like genre type movie have such a like I hate to say this word, but aura about them.
What other movies did he do?
He did like Candyman. Horror legend.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's done so many movies. He's been in so many things.
Cool.
He's in the Indiana Jones game.
Whoa! Wow. Interesting.
He speaks Latin and is a giant.
Holy shit.
Like Andre the Giant, not like a giant like 9 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, like Indiana Jones got giants.
Really
like a 7 foot tall person.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Speaks Latin, is fucking cool. Is cool as shit. I think Tony Todd's cool as shit.
He's a cool guy.
Really love Thai food, apparently.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and that whole thing was really just fucking really nice scene. And, but what I was saying is like, when he's such a masterclass actor, right?
Yeah.
Literally in that scene, could have been a nothing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Literally carried it with weight and like subtlety and like just tremendous amount of acting. And people like to be reductive with horror. They go, it's just a slaughterfest. Who gives a damn? These little like nuggets right there. If this movie was better, right? You could nominate Tony Todd for a fucking monologue.
Yeah, because it is moments like those in this movie. That was the moment of like that brought me the most like, it answered questions. It gave an interesting like thing for the movie to continue on. Yeah,
a great farewell.
Yeah, so it's like that was like the big substance of the movie. That was like a substantial scene. Yeah,
this is it. No jokes, no gifts, no gaffes.
I guess the best important thing is
just live life.
Live life and don't try to escape death.
Yeah, it comes for us all in the end. And just enjoy every second and every moment that you're alive.
I intend to enjoy the time I have left. And I suggest you do the same. Life is precious. Enjoy every single second. You never know when.